Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel Creating with Sarah. So today's video I'm going to share with you how I go about moving into my new planner for July. This is the Erin Condren new 7x9 compact vertical weekly layout. So if you guys want to see how I start to process of setting up my new planner for July's start, then keep on watching. So hey there, welcome to the channel. I'm Sarah, all things creating and planning, yet keeping things fun and functional here on my channel. I talk about planning and stationery, I do reviews, I show organization systems, so if you love all those things and you really love planning as a tool to organize your thoughts in life, then I hope you'll stick around and hit that subscribe button. So today we are going to walk through my planner here. So this is the planner that I chose to set up and customize to start in July. For 2024 until next year. And so if you saw my unboxing, I do have it customized, and we'll talk a little bit more about that and what I'm going to do to it. But in this video particularly, I'm going to share with you how I go about processing how I'm going to set this up to start in July. So I do have it in this wisteria cover. That's the color, and this is the new clear folio covers. Also, I did get the coil customized. It's an upgrade. You do have to pay for that. So this is called the Sunrise. And then I do have the Evolve cover, metallic cover, front and back. But it doesn't have any customization to the cover. You can also do that as well if you're interested in customizing your covers by Erin Condren. So my process of setting this up, I decided to sit down. It took me a hot minute to think about how I wanted to go about this, because I wanted to share like a kind of like real life process of setting my planner personally and how I go about that before I show you guys like a full setup. Because after I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and just set this planner up and then share with you in a video of a full flip through of my setup. I'm not gonna do like a whole processing setup. This is just a walkthrough video. Okay, so I have a dump list next to me about how I wanted to go about moving into this planner. So that was my first step, is I took a sheet of paper and I flipped through this planner and decided what was going to stay, what was going to go, how was I going to utilize this calendar for the start of July. So this particular planner is a 18-month, which is why I have a larger coil here as well. I've never used an 18-month planner like this before in a coil bound. So I'm definitely going to take out, I think, the last 6 months. And a side note, someone had mentioned here on my channel, thanks so much, that I could take out just the weeklies and leave the monthly. And that way I could have the months just to plan out the rest of the year of 2025. So that could be an option for me to do that, which again, this is just a walkthrough. I'm not going to physically do any of that in this video today. It's just a process of thought and to get a jump start. So if you're in the same boat as me, you're not at a place where you don't know how to move into your planner just yet, maybe these tips will help or motivate or trigger something to help you get started in that process. So if you have an 18-month planner and you have extra guts or inserts, a suggestion was to, again, take the weeklies out and just have your monthlies, so that way you're able to still plan out your year. So that's an option. After that, I have note pages that comes with every life planner. And then we have add-on pages. So that was new for this year's launch, was these add-on pages. I decided to go with goal setting, which was a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm not the goal setter planner type of planner. I mean, I love organizations. I do set goals for myself, and it's more of like a monthly basis, or sometimes it could be quarterly. As far as like goal setting, I thought maybe this is something that I could grow in. So I'm a little nervous. I did set some notes for myself to try it out for a month because me personally, my personality type, this is very overwhelming for me. Looking at this makes me anxious, makes me think, am I able to track all this? Because I just felt like that this was a lot and would be helpful. This is just a side note, kind of a rant or whatever, is when I know they give you these intro pages to how to use whatever it is that you're working on. Like, again, this is for goal setting. It is helpful, but at the same time, I feel like I wish the Erin Condren team would actually, especially on their social media pages, would actually have a team who would have experts on this type of thing and would go over it with you. I think that would be so helpful, especially for visual learners. I'm very visual. I can't just read something and then put it into action. That is not how I work. I'm very visual. This is why I do YouTube, I think, also, because I'm just a visual learner. And I just think that it would be so helpful when they come out with these ideas to actually put in their own actions on how to utilize these pages. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Maybe that's something I could put in a survey or, pass along, but I think that would be so helpful, especially, I mean, to their social media page. That would be a great new system for them to have because everyone is on social media now, or everything is just visually, and I think that would be helpful. So anyhow, I took some time to look into this to see how I would utilize it. So what I'm going to do is just use it for a month. So over here on this page, you have a goal. So you write your goal, your start date, an ideal completion date, and then milestones. To me, I guess this would be milestones before you start your goal, because usually milestones to me is reflection, unless I have that wrong. And then you have goal type, which is this a one-time, is this a yearly or a monthly? And then you have details, and then you have your action steps for your goal. But I think it's more of for your habits. So, and then you have inspiration. So I'm kind of stuck on how to put these two together, or if they are supposed to coincide together. I don't really know. Again, I'm not this goal setter type. I definitely wanted to get out of my comfort zone and try it, but I felt like when I got it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of pages. I don't know what I was thinking, but we're gonna try it. So then we have this page, which is your trackers, and it's supposed to be your habits, and I think it's supposed to have some of your goals, right? So you have 12 here, and so that would be 12 habits. And how I'm looking at this is that I wanted to break it down into categories. When I first looked at it, I was like, how am I going to utilize this and actually use this? Am I going to use this daily? Am I actually going to check everything off daily? Am I going to just use it at a glance and not necessarily use it as a daily thing? I don't know. I got stuck. So the first thing I did was like, okay, I'm just going to pick categories and split my habits up like that. So what you can do is I'm actually going to do 4 categories of goals and then have 3 habits for those 4 categories. So you could do that, or you could do 3 categories and then have 4 habits for that. Or if you wanted higher, like if you wanted more categories, you could do 6 but only do 2 habits. So I hope that makes sense and how you can see this visually. So I'm actually going to do it vertically and have 4 categories. So I'll have faith, relationship, health, and personal growth. So if you wanted to do 3 categories, you could do horizontally. So you would do 1, 2, 3, but you would have 4 habits to do for those each categories. And if you did 6, you would just be looking those 2 by 2. But what you also could do down here to give you a little help with that is color coding. So I'm going to do color coding, so you would swatch here and then write in your habit. So I hope that makes sense. I decided to do this way because visually this helps me more, and that way I can only pick 3 habits, because honestly, when I was writing down my habits for each category, I actually got stuck at 2. I knew that maybe 2 was only gonna work for me, but I stretched it. Again, I'm gonna try this out for a month because this is something new to me. It's something out of my comfort zone. I don't know if I'll like continue this. I don't know. So again, you could do 6 and just have 2 categories for each. It could be really small and easy ones. Maybe if I decide to continue this, maybe I'll try 6. But you could also do 1 goal, and it could be just health, like health or self-care. I picked that one because I generally, that's what I focus on a lot, and I have a lot of practice with health and self-care, so that is something easy that I could probably track here. But I wanted to have more than just 1 goal. I wanted to be able to have a couple to track in this planner at one time. So I don't know. We'll see how that works. This is the part that's like, I don't know. I think I'm just going to hit monthly. I'm going to write out details for myself. Maybe milestones that I want to hit would be nice in July, kind of a thing. I don't know. This is a small box, though, to hit all those categories. Maybe I can just do a one-liner. And then action steps, I'm going to have to divide this up into 3. Because I have 3 habits for each category. I hope you guys are still with me. And then some inspiration here. My inspiration is getting out of my comfort zone and probably trying to complete just 1 month of this. I don't know. That's what's happening here. You do get you get 1 set of this goal setting system for each month. So the next thing I'm probably going to do is take these 2 pages and paste them together. I don't use this awareness observances day calendar. I don't use that. I mean, it's nice and it's helpful, but honestly, if I'm being honest, I have so much going on in my family calendar life, or my life in general. I don't have the mental capacity to think about these other things. So I just don't use it. So I'm going to take this Let's Keep in Touch, because I personally have a lot of this, and I think another, like a perpetual calendar, I think, from Erin Condren, or just an address book that I have personally. So I just don't use this and put this in there every day. I think this would be great, though, if you had new Keep in Touch, like if you have new, like, therapist or community at your church, or just anybody new in your life, and you just wanted to write it down really quickly. But I'm personally just going to glue these back to back. And then I have this calendar, which is 2026, which for me, again, I talked about graduation. So a little bit of a background for me. I am a stay-at-home mom. I do content stuff on the side, but I was saying in my graduation video, because my oldest and firstborn just graduated, so now I have 2 children. My other daughter, which she's going to be a sophomore, but in 2026 she's going to be going into her junior year, if I'm thinking straight. I think so. And I was thinking about in graduation, when I was getting my oldest prepared, that I wanted to get ahead on her. So I'm just hopefully going to use this calendar to set some goals for her and where she's at in her life and things like that. So that's what I'm going to use this calendar for. And then I am definitely going to take out these sheets. I don't know if I'm going to use these just yet. I can't say that I'm not, because I don't know, but I'm definitely going to take them out. And then I have this folder, which I'm going to try to swap this folder for something else, or a different folder, if I can get it to work. I think I have seen others like cut this and then But it'll stay. Again, this will be my first time doing that. So we shall see, or if I'm just going to leave it in here. Okay, so that's the back of the planner. I know I kind of did that a little backwards, but flipping to the front part, I have this vellum page, which I don't even know if I shared last time. This did come with a vellum page. I might have just skipped over that entirely. It does have little asterisks on there. This cover has the barcode here. This is something that has bugged me forever, and I wish they would find a system for this. I know their reasoning, but I just feel like there could be something new for them to do, because it's just annoying, honestly. So I may find a sticker or something to put over that, but again, I could change it, because you know what's so funny? Not every time you order a cover do you get the barcode. It's just random sometimes, but I think most of the time it does have the barcode. Okay, then we have our cover page where everyone puts their name. I think for me, I'm gonna make this an about me page in life, like currently in 2024 into 2025, like my season of life. I want to make this about me and where I'm at in my life. And then this page I want to make into a vision board, going into a new season of life. Again, for me, this is, as I was thinking about this, I'm like, okay, I'm going into the rest of the year. My daughter just graduated, and that's a big thing for me, because again, like I mentioned, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've been a mom, you know, since my first was born, and I've been taking care of them. And that's my job, you know, that's my, at this point, my purpose in life. And so it's going to be a new season for me. So I just kind of want to put a vision board here for myself. And that's what I'm going to use for this page. Even, again, I do have another child, and I will always be their mom. But if you know, you know. If you're a mom and or a caretaker, you've been taking care of someone, that's your main focus, and they're growing up now. You have more time on your hands, and so again, that's just what I'm expressing. Okay, moving along, we have our year at a glance for this year, right, going into 2025. So what I'm going to use this for basically is kind of what I use it all the time, is school calendar, my husband's work schedule, holidays and breaks. And then I don't use it for birthdays because I feel like I may not have enough space, or it may fall on the same day. So, but I noticed that I have like this big width of white space here that I could place for birthdays. So that's why I have this little post-it note here. But other than that, I used to use birthdays and celebrations in this 12 blank box page. Oh my goodness, for birthdays and celebrations. But I don't think I'm going to do that either, because again, I do have a perpetual calendar, a little booklet that I could easily put in this cover folio case or in the folder and just reference back to. I don't need to kind of waste this page. But at the same time, I was having a lot of debate on what I should use this for. Like, functionally, how am I going to use this? And I was thinking I could do monthly expenses, because if you guys have been watching my plans with me's, in the dashboards, monthly dashboards, which are now on the left side instead of the right side, I would use this section down here for monthly expenses. It was more of like unexpected expenses, and so I kind of want to do that in here because it's all at a glance. So that's an idea. Or it was going to be like what's expected this month, you know, what's expected in January and February, March, like in our lives or whatever. So that's how I was going to utilize this page. Okay, and then moving on, we come into our one-sided note page and then our dividers. Now for the dividers, yes, I like having a blank slate for the weekly view because I'm a decorative planner, but I'm not into this canvas color. Like, I don't like the dividers. They're pretty blah. Even the tabs, I wish they were a different color. but I do like having a nice clean slate for weekly view, and especially the monthly. So we're going to jazz up this section. So that's going to take quite a bit of time for me to do and share that with you guys. That's why I'm showing you my move-in thinking process. So if you've seen my setups before, typically what I do is I set them up seasonally, and I kind of want to do that, but I also want to pull in some faith ideas. Again, this year has been a year for me, I guess since 2024 happened, that I wanted just to grow more in my faith and my relationship and walk with God. So that's why I kind of want to pull as much as I can in my everyday life. And I use my planners every day, so I want it to reflect that as well. So that's what's going to go here. And then my note pages are when I need to use them. So they're more of like a need, a functional need or a fun need for that month. So I talked about this when I did like monthly plans with me, I think. I did some monthly setups. I don't do them quite often, but like let's say for July. So July for me usually is summer, it's maybe vacations, it's birthday month. My whole family on my side, it's birthdays in July, no joke. My dad, my sister, my brother, my daughter, my grandmother, my brother-in-law, a handful. I can't think of it, all of them now, but it's a handful. So it's a party in July. So then I would probably set this something for that. But I do also have this page as well. And again, I just like to have those pages because I don't do, I know other life planners or just EC users have the note pages for extra setups, like for themes and categories. I kind of want to use it within the month, but I also want to have things for like meal planning and recipes and things like that, because I'm always just trying to stay on top of that or improve that. Just there's always something to work on when it comes to menu planning or setting goals around nutrition for real. So I may have a page for that, who knows, but that's what's going to happen on these line note pages. And then also for the dashboard, what we're going to do is probably the same thing. I'm going to use this as a highlight of what happened in July, and that typically happens at the end of the month. I try to fill that in. This is top things that are happening in the month that are important. This is usually birthdays and celebrations, so I forgot that I also use this. So that is a reminder place for me for family birthdays and celebrations. Now this is going to have to be something new, and I totally forgot about this little box. So what am I going to use it for? It's not important today for me to think about, but it is an extra spot for me because now I'm moving expenses to, I mean, I could still jot it down, honestly, when it comes about, jot it down, write it here, and then I would rewrite it in these boxes so that way I can see it as a glance. To me, this could also be a helper in budgeting or saving if you're someone who does do that. I don't do that. I don't know if this would be a great helpful tool for me. If I stuck with this, it would show me like, well, why are we having this much expense this month for this issue or whatever, and how can we prevent that or fix that or whatever. But those are just some thoughts and ideas. The monthly, I don't know that there's anything that I need to do here. Monthly I just use for, again, this is to put in school functions, just appointments, basically things that are happening. And then I do want to utilize this more though. This may be a master to-do list or dump list or something for this month. And then my weekly view is the new 7x9 compact vertical. I do have a system for this. Again, it is decorative, yet I keep it functional. So I go about it with top priorities. These are top important things that that I want to get done within the day. And to me, it's either small or big. And the reason why I pick 3 is I feel like that's a good number to get some things done. I mean, you could get the first 2 things done, and then you have, at the end of the day, you have that one little time slot to get that last thing done. And these are not like, it just depends on the person. When you think about priorities, it's like, what are these top 3 things that I want to get done before I do something else throughout my day, you know? Let's say you want to watch a show or you want to read a book. What are the other 2 things that I need to get done before I go watch this show, or I go for a walk? Like, before I go on this walk, I want to do this first. Like, that's what I think about priorities sometimes. And they may not always go that way. Like, if I'm in a rush or if I'm busy, always go how I am expressing it. But at least I, as a person, I know, hey, Sarah, you got to get these things done before you do something else. And so that's how I look at it. And again, they could be big or small. And then what I do is I put out schedules or appointments that need to highlight throughout the day. So I know how to work around my schedule. Like, what's my daughter's work schedule? What's my daughter's Belle's schedule? How's she getting to school? Who's picking her up? And then my husband's schedule. Is he available? Like, that's how I do highlights of the day, is what I typically call them in my plans with me. And then I put dinners at the very bottom. So I know, oh, this is what we're having for dinner. Or if we're having pickup, or if we're eating out, because that day is just too busy and I don't have time to get home and cook something beforehand, which is fine. And then here you have this extra space, which you could utilize for anything, but I typically use it for next week's. So it's like, oh, next week is, let's just say next week is summer camp. So I need to prepare myself. Maybe Sunday night I can do something extra to prepare myself for next week. I mean, if you work like that, some people do other things far in advance, but I typically, I'm not really good at that, I should say. I guess I'm a week by week person. But let's see, did I go over everything in this planner? So yes, this is a weekly format, and I do like using a daily format with this planner. It's the EC Daily Petite. That's what I use together as a combo in case I need more dump lists, and it's just more detailed for me, more of a list space. So I hope that makes sense. So now the fun part is that I'm going to set this up and hopefully share with you the look of my new 7x9 compact vertical. I hope this works out for me. I do want to mention, I do have my petite planner set up for the summer, and I changed some things. So like my agenda used to have menu planning and wellness inserts, so you'll see that that's changed, that's not necessarily in here except for like my goals. But I'm hoping to maybe dedicate that to a different planner. We'll see. But this is my process of moving into my Erin Condren planner and how I'm going to go about it. So I hope you enjoyed it and got some tips from it. If you guys have any tips for me, definitely leave them in the comments down below. Any tips are helpful. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and happy planning. Bye.